Merry Christmas Eve. Day 24, the last bad Switch game I have to play. After I play this game, I should be back on Santa's nice list. Though today is supposed to be the worst Switch game, so that makes me kind of nervous. Let's see what Santa picked for us today. Waifu Impact. Really, Santa? Okay, hear me out. Waifu Impact is a terrible cash grab of a game, with bikini-clad anime girls running around shooting water guns at each other for no apparent reason. But I believe there's even one worse game than this one, and it has a massive IP tied to it. Sorry, Santa, but if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it proper.
Russ has been very naughty, and Santa called him out on this. He's forced to play bad Switch games every day until Christmas. If he can survive this task, Santa will change his mind. Can he make it through all of them, and in the end, what will he find?
Popeye on Nintendo Switch. Yes, Popeye. Everyone's favorite spinach-chugging, deformed forearm sailor. He is on the Nintendo Switch. In a game so bad that the developers didn't want to put their name on the title screen. I used to love Popeye as a kid. My parents always told me if I ate my spinach, I'd have giant arms like Popeye. Can you tell it worked? Heck, I even have this entire case of Popeye candy sticks. Not cigarettes, candy sticks. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, but to try to make this game a little bit easier to swallow, I've got a delicious Popeye's chicken sandwich. Hello? Wait, what? What do you mean it's not the same Popeye? Well, there goes the sponsorship deal. Oh well, let's start up the game. So when you start up the game, there's no developer logos or anything leading into the title screen, but there's also no music. It's just silence. So let's start a game. Okay, so the objective is to collect hearts that Olive tosses down while avoiding your rival Brutus. First off, the world looks terrible. The terrain model is very low poly and has no texture. It's just a solid color. Same thing with these trees. And the buildings. While they have some texture, it's just pretty poor. And the shadows are pixelated, with Popeye seeming the worst since it's constantly moving. The character animations aren't too bad. Popeye feels like he's running at the right speed for his movements. Brutus looks a little stiff though. Sometimes the animation just breaks, like with Popeye power squatting here while levitating on top of the water. And some of the NPCs have little to no life in them. Like this fisherman who just stands perfectly still out on his boat. And these two seem to be creating some sort of invisible wall you can't pass through. Wait, what? Brutus can though? What's going on with these hitboxes? Also, when Brutus chases you, he seems to walk on top of the grass while you walk through it. Let's talk about the AI. Brutus is supposed to follow you around the island and try to punch you whenever he can, but sometimes he sort of glitches out and does nothing. You can walk right up to him and he doesn't react at all. It's definitely broken. What's with his legs here? You have this punch attack by pressing Y, but it does nothing. And when Brutus does catch you, he one-hit KOs you into the ocean with a really loud abrupt thwack sound effect. But if you can collect a can of spinach and eat it, you turn red and finally can get your revenge on Brutus. This knocks him into the sea and gives you a bit of a break. But when he actually comes back, you're forced to watch a cutscene every time. It's just annoying. It's really weird with the AI breaking. It just happens at random. He's following you 1 second, and then he just sort of stops and gives up. Oh, and if you hit the home button and wait a second and then come back into the game, you die. Nothing hits you. The game just kills you. I thought maybe it was punishing you for pausing, but you can pause it just by pressing the plus button. So that can't be it. Must just be a glitch. Level 2 is pretty much the same, but you're collecting letters that Olive drops from the crow's nest from the pirate ship. Why a pirate ship? Why is Olive up there? Why am I collecting letters? Who knows? This game certainly doesn't explain it. The idea is that the ship is supposed to be a smaller level, making it harder to avoid Brutus. But his AI seems to have glitched out again, and he's just standing there confused. There's a second enemy with this, the Vulture. But for now at least, he's not much of an issue. Looks like Brutus.exe has rebooted, but it's too late, and I've finished this level. Level 3 brings you back to an island, where Olive is now on top of a mountain, throwing hearts, yet again. The level drops you on this dock, and oh boy, the frame rate tanks here! The Switch is just struggling here and in other dense areas of the map. One of the odd things is that the second you enter water, the frame rate always plummets. We're talking like almost single digits, and then as soon as you touch the land, it clears up right away. There are these little ramps and buildings that feel like you should be able to jump on, but you can't. And that becomes even worse when you get stuck in a hole like this and can't get out. I guess this is my life now. You're just stuck with no way out aside from quitting out of the game. There's also these bouncing skulls around now. They will always follow you if you get close, but they are easy to avoid. I think the AI glitched out again because halfway through the level, I never saw Brutus again. Level 4 is just level 1 again, but at night. And almost right away, Brutus is broke. I heard this game was supposed to be hard, but with Brutus breaking so often, it's a joke. Level 5 is a copy of level 2, but you guessed it, it's at nighttime. Can we just talk about the music for a second? The music is quite fitting for a Popeye game, but it's just one track over and over and over again. It gets annoying really quickly, and the loop is broken. Just listen. If you hit Brutus off the ship, just like in the other levels, you have to watch a cutscene from him climbing back in. It's just a waste of time. Level 6 is just a repeat of level 3 again. Oh, but Brutus can now throw bottles at you. They don't even arc, they just travel straight like they have no gravity. Got some spinach and tossed them into the ocean again. And while I was forced to watch his cutscene, enemy AI is still active, and the vulture got me as soon as I came out of it. It actually gave me a bit of a jump scare, and it's unfair. Speaking of jump scares, Brutus just sort of teleports around me when I'm not looking and ends up spooking me. The witch keeps popping up with loud sound effects and throwing bottles at me, which jump scares me even more. There's not a single time that it didn't catch me off guard. Level 7 is another repeat of level 1, but now it's raining. And actually, the rain effect isn't that bad. The raindrops hit the geometry, and there's like little puffs of steam or something. I kinda like it. Oh, but it's only perpetually raining in a circle around Popeye. It's like he has some sort of storm cloud following him around. And what's with some of these lines these letters spell out? Is it okay to be a glow stick? What does that have to do with Popeye? Let's Google this. It looks like it might be some sort of inspirational quote. It's okay to be a glow stick sometimes. You have to break before you can shine. But why is that in Popeye? They wouldn't have even had glow sticks back when this franchise was created. Or this line, face it, Tiger, you hit the jackpot. That's a quote from Spider-Man. Did I mention that you only get 3 lives in this game? With no extra lives, no way to save, and no way to continue. So once you get hit 3 times, it's game over and you have to start from level 1 again.
Game over.
Oh, that voice sounded demonic. So I decided to do some research on the past Popeye games. And surprisingly, there were more of them than I thought. But then I found the Popeye game from 1982, and guess what? The similarities are striking. You run around these platforms avoiding Brutus and collecting hearts and letters that Olive throws around. Oh look, even the Vulture and Witch are here too. There are only 3 levels, and 1 is a pirate ship. This game is actually a remake of the 1982 arcade game. Only worse! And apparently the level assets are all from a pre-built Unity asset pack called Polygon Pirate Pack. Only somehow they made it look worse than the demo video. Not only is it a bad game, but it's an asset flip, and a terrible one at that. So there you have it, Popeye for the Nintendo Switch, which in my opinion is the worst game on the Nintendo Switch, especially for having this IP. And this IP is still popular. They were even working on a movie back in 2016, which unfortunately got canceled, but I mean, it looked great and I don't know why it got canceled. But the IP is still strong enough that they still sell candies. They have a whole fast food chain. I know it's not actually Popeye, but still. And they could have made a whole movie, and I'm sure they would have made tons and millions of dollars off of it. But what does Metacritic say? Well, not much. No critic actually wants to play or review this game, but the user reviews are almost entirely 0 scores, aside from one person who is clearly high on something, or is just trolling. But what do you think? Do you agree or do you disagree with the worst Switch games? But first, time for some revenge. I'm finally done this stupid Badvent calendar. I played 24 horrible Switch games, the worst Switch games, and I'm done with it. Woodle Tree Adventures, you're garbage. Bounty Battles, pff, garbage. But I can finally get rid of this calendar using my final technique, and that's fire. And finally got some closure with that stupid calendar. Thank you for watching this 24-day series. If you've watched all 24 videos, thank you for sticking around. And let me know if you did. And if this is the first video you're watching in this series, go back and watch the other ones. It doesn't need to be Christmas for you to enjoy it. But this is my 2022 Russ Vandy Christmas special. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. I hope to see you in the next one. See you later.